I'm going to go through taking the shroud off the FTP900. You're going to need a 3mm Allen key and a 4mm Allen key. So I've moved all my tools out the way and I can't find them. Right, 3mm Allen key, so side stock bolt. Remove that. There's a little cup. Sometimes they come out with the screw, sometimes they don't, sometimes they fall out when you're not expecting them to, so just be aware of that. There's another one on the other side. Right, then there's a 4mm screw or bolt which holds the hamster in place. You need to remove that. Hamster comes out. And then remove this bolt completely. Right, and then underneath you'll have another bolt that needs your 4mm Allen key. Remove that. And now, in theory, the stock should lift off. It can be tight sometimes. Especially if there's a bit of grit and what have you from being out and about shooting. Right, there we go, action and stock separated. I'm going to put the stock to one side for now. Be careful, the stock sometimes has a steel plate in the bottom of it which can fall out, and this little part is part of the hamster mechanism which you'll need to keep safe. It will no doubt fall out when you take the rifle out. That's the action. And basically what we're wanting to do is remove the shroud, the barrel band, the support. So first things first, we need I believe it's a 2.5mm Allen key for these little bolts. Right, remove them. And there's another one here. You could probably get away without taking this one off, but I take it off just because it's all going to come off anyway. Right, they do have Loctite on them usually, so they are quite tight, but a decent Allen key should get them out without too much fuss. Right, now although we've removed the bolts from this support, you'll notice there's 2 pins there and 2 pins there. We need to drift them out. Find yourself a suitable pin punch to knock them out without causing damage. Right, don't know if you can see this, it may be out of shot. Gently tap them out. That's one out. Next one. And then right, there we go. Those are the pins removed. Then the support should come off. There we go, it's just a piece of aluminium channel. Right, now that we've got that out the way, we can go onto the air stripper. There's a grub screw on the top of the air stripper. You want to remove that. You don't need to remove it completely, but unwind it a good distance to clear the barrel. Then if all goes well, that should slide off. Right, that's off. It's quite a hefty bit of aluminium and steel. Right, now the shroud tube just comes off. Then we now have the barrel band or shroud support, or whatever you want to call it. That comes off. And then the rear section of shroud will slide off as well. It would be a good idea to give everything a wipe down with an oily rag, just to get rid of any gunk or what have you that might be on the barrel and air cylinder. Right. And then if you are fitting a shroud, I will show you that now. This is one from UK Neil. The last one of these that I fitted, it saved approximately half a kilo or a pound of weight versus the original one. So it does bring the balance of the rifle back a bit, which most people prefer. Right, in here we should have an air stripper. There we go, shiny aluminium air stripper. And in here should be a length of carbon tube. There you go. Right, as we've already cleaned the barrel, I'm going to go straight to sliding the shroud tube on. There we go. There's an O-ring and a step in there that the shroud should locate in. There we go. And then the other end, there's an O-ring in the actual air stripper, and slide that over the barrel. Should be fairly obvious which way around this goes. There's a couple of grub screws, and they want to be one there and one there. If you try and put them another way, it would work, but you may struggle getting access to the actual grub screws. I like to fit these so that the shroud is obviously located both ends into the grooves, but I like to leave it so that the shroud tube can actually rotate and has a little bit of play, because you don't want the shroud warming up in the sun and then causing zero shift because it's expanding. Right, and then we'll tighten the grub screws on. You don't need to go too mad, obviously tight enough so the air stripper doesn't move, but not so tight that it damages your barrel. And there we go, one shroud fitted.